So that's it. All the weapons are assembled. This is the beam rifle. I've got the rocket launcher attached at the moment, but it comes off quite easily simply by removing the barrel, unclipping it, and then the barrel goes right back on. The forward aiming handle is adjustable. The scope is adjustable. There's a little yellow sensor part there that I've inserted, but I haven't pushed in all the way because if I did, I'd never get it out, and if I'm going to paint it, then well, it would be a pain in the ass to paint because I'd have to mask it, and it'd just be, you know, a big pain in the butt. The rocket launcher has 4 little rockets inside, done up at two apart. So I may pop one of those, or may snap one of those off and glue the other in place so it looks like one has actually been fired, because you can see through the openings, you can see the missiles in there. The bazooka, as I mentioned earlier in my build-up, is hollow all the way through to the end. I'll pop the front off, and you can see all the way behind. Apart from that, it's, you know, fairly standard hyper bazooka, much the same as any of the other ones that have ever been made over the years. Has a little flip-out latch there to attach it to the rear skirt armor of the Gundam. The Gundam hammer here is basically the same as any other Gundam hammer that's ever been released in any other version of any Gundam that had one. Just a big morning star and a little chain. The handle has the same sockets for the hand peg as the beam sabers do, so it'll hold in place pretty stably. The wacky little beam javelin. For some reason, I think the beam tip is supposed to be pink. I don't know why they didn't mold it in pink. But you know, hey, that's Bandai for you. Anyway, so the end here is supposed to attach to one of the beam sabers, but I'm not even going to bother with this thing any further than I have. It's probably just going to end up in a box somewhere. And finally, we have the shield, which has a little flip-up, or which has you can see the window there in the center has a little flip-up blast shield, which is carried over from the Perfect Grade kit. So you know, the Gundam can kind of hold it out in front and then still peek out from behind the shield, or it can flip the blast shield up to protect the camera or whatever. Here and behind it has a single carry handle and a mount latch that attaches it to the forearm. The mount latch is adjustable, so it can be held, so it can be mounted in any direction. Not really sure what these little black things are up here, but they're done as separate parts, and you can see they kind of fit through the. You can see here in the front, there's a little black kind of flathead screw shapes. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. So yeah, that's the breakdown of the weapons. Here I'll attach the shield to the arm, and you can see how it looks. If it wants to attach. There we go. The peg holds in place just fine without needing to use the carry handle, but the handle is also, I would imagine, is also handy in case the builder wants to pose the Gundam in such a way that the carry handle wouldn't fit very well. Here, I forgot to pop the beam saber blades off, so I'm going to do one of those now and show you how the beam sabers look. And that's a beam saber. And there you go, just a little transparent pink, kind of a teardrop shaped blade. Can fit in either hand. Basically functions like a lightsaber, like from Star Wars. They're an average mobile suit's most reliable close quarters melee weapon. Again, like a lightsaber from Star Wars, they do duel with them in the show quite frequently, and it's always very fun to watch. The shield, as I mentioned, can mount to the back here. The beam rifle and the bazooka also have a little mount latch that can be flipped out to allow it to be the beam saber or the beam rifle can be stuck to the rear of the skirt like so. The bazooka can also be attached there as well. Initial thoughts on the completion of this model. I think it's a great kit. I really do. I think it's a really brilliantly engineered model. I'm very excited about it, and I think that they've outdone themselves. I know I pretty much say that about just about every version of this mobile suit that's ever been made over the last 15 years. But in this case, they really did. They really seriously outdid themselves. This thing is a work of art. Looking over the body of this thing, I mean, I cannot see one seam anywhere that needs to be fixed. Everywhere in the entire body, every seam is built along a natural panel line. And admittedly, with a subject like this, you can kind of cheat it. You can put panel lines wherever the hell you want to mask your seams, but Bandai's never really done that. And all the panel lines that are on this model are on other versions of this same mobile suit. So it's not like they just started throwing new panel lines on just to mask their seams. So it's really a feat of engineering to have done such a nice job of concealing all the joints and panel lines and seams and everything. So, with that out of the way, now with that all finished up, I'm going to get back to my Gelgoog. I'm not going to ignore it. You know, it's not one of those little things you just ignore it, it's going to go away. Well, I guess technically it could, but hey, who knows. No, later on this evening I'm going to get to work on it again. I was just excited about this because I've been waiting for it for a while. So I wanted to get it built, and so yeah, after that I'll be back to something else. But anyway, once I get some work done on the Gelgoog, though, I'll have some more video of it. And once it's finished, then I'll be moving on to this thing again to get it painted and get it all done up. So stay tuned. Happy modeling.